This is the bright land of Unova, where freedom reigns and man and Pokemon have existed for centuries. This region has seen much change and development through the years, with an ancient history of heroes and kings that eventually evolved into the land we now know, united, progressive, and free. But do the ideals on which we base this nation apply only to humanity, while unfairly excluding the very Pokemon which society has used to reach these achievements? With the emergence of the mysterious N, a young boy gifted with the ability to actually speak with Pokemon, that question will unfold as we embark on our newest adventure in this prosperous land. Welcome to the world of Pokemon, and welcome to GameSpring. At this point, we've explored the Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh regions, all of which were based on 4 prominent, but radically different regions of Japan. For the 5th generation of its storied franchise, Game Freak made what could be considered a soft reboot for the series. Unova was on the other side of the world from all prior settings, and in sharp contrast of series tradition, it used its generic evil team to actually ask really poignant questions about the morality of being a Pokemon trainer. To fit these settings and themes, they modeled the Unova region on the greater New York City area of the United States, a city that is no stranger to social change. In design, this metropolitan area is quite a bit smaller to base an entire region around compared to the entire prefectures which inspired the regions before, and as a result, a lot has been added here, seen mostly in the many extra destinations, which include mountains, caves, forests, and even a desert. Regardless, the path we will take will still see many of the most important sights of this exciting region. Let's get going, shall we? We begin in our room in New Vema Town, where we first meet Sharon and Bianca, the player character's best friends. As tradition dictates, we must now choose our first starter Pokemon, choosing from Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott. Like Generation 4, these Gen 5 starters follow the theme of the region, in this case being the mixing of world cultures in one place that has made New York City so unique. Snivy, Servine, and Serperior represent France and incorporate French aristocracy symbols into their designs. Tepig, Pignite, and Emboar are based on China and Imperial Chinese style. Lastly, Oshawott, Dewott, and Samurott represent Japan and have many obvious references to the samurai. On the real-world map, New Vema takes the place of Coney Island, a famous New York City destination known for its amusements and many attractions, which had been the largest theme park area in the United States from 1880 to World War II. While these two towns don't really mirror one another in any way, they are both appropriate starting points for any New York adventure. We leave from New Vema Town on Route 1, where we next stop in Accumula Town. Shortly after arriving, we see Team Plasma and their leader Ghetsis, as well as the mysterious N, who we have a quick trainer battle with. Accumula's real-world analog is the Marine Park area of Brooklyn, so named for the many salt marshes that dot the neighborhood. While our stop in this area is brief, it nonetheless makes a good resting point for the greater adventure at hand. Next, we head onto Route 2 towards Striaton City, the location of the Dream Yards and Unova's first Pokemon trainer gym. Striaton's counterpart, Canarsie Brooklyn, was originally simply a fishing town which later became an important early settlement in the New York City area. Back in Striaton, depending on our chosen starter, we will need to face either Ceylon, Chili, or Cress in order to claim the Trio badge, and after coming out on top, we can head for our next stop in Brooklyn. At the end of Route 3 lies Nacrene City, another gem town of Unova. However, this destination holds a bit more of a connection to the area it's based on than our previous stops. Nacrene's parallel, Dumbo, is named after the acronym of Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. Nacrene and Dumbo are both known as premier art districts for their respective regions. Nacrene is also where we'll have our second battle with N, and get the chance to challenge Lenora for the basic badge. With those tasks accomplished, we can head through the Pinwheel Forest for the first major bridge in the Unova region. The bridges of Unova, much like the cities, all have their various counterparts in the New York City region, and the Sky Arrow Bridge we are crossing now is in reality the Brooklyn Bridge, which will connect us to the island of Manhattan. After crossing these respective bridges, we finally reach the highlight of Unova, Castelia City. The tall buildings and narrow alleys of Castelia are an obvious parallel to the business center of New York City, and arguably the world, Lower Manhattan. The wharf here in Castelia can take us to 2 additional locations, which have their own corresponding islands in New York City. The Governor's Island, a military post for over 200 years, matches the location of the Unity Tower of Unova. The other, Liberty Island, where the Statue of Liberty stands as a symbol to the world, matches the Liberty Garden, where players can capture the mystical Victini, itself a symbol of Unova. Our tasks in Castelia include helping Bianca save her Pokemon from Team Plasma, and overcoming Berg, the 3rd gym leader, for his Insect badge. With both of these complete, we can head north out of this grand area for Route 4 and the Desert Resort. I'm just going to skip the Desert Resort because it's ridiculous. So our next stop is Nimbasa City, which takes us up into Midtown Manhattan. Nimbasa is home to many iconic sites of both Unova and New York City, and among these, the Musical Theater and Gear Station are clear inspirations from the Broadway Theater and Grand Central Station. Nimbasa is also where we'll have another meeting with N, taking an awkward Ferris wheel ride with him where he reveals he is the king of Team Plasma. After finishing this strange conversation and battling him again, we can take on Unova's 4th gym leader Elisa at her gym. After taking the Bolt badge from her, we have now reached the halfway point for our goal of taking on the Unova Pokemon League. Our route out of Nimbasa takes us onto the 2nd Unova bridge, the Driftvale Drawbridge. This bridge itself is also unique among all the bridges in the region, in that in reality it is not a bridge at all, but rather an underwater tunnel. The Lincoln Tunnel, which connects Manhattan to New Jersey, sits here unseen, giving locals an easy way to cross the Hudson River while commuting. Once finished passing over the river, we end up in Driftvale City, a major port in western Unova. It is also the home of Clay, the 5th Unova gym leader. Driftvale's counterpart is our first stop in New Jersey, Union City. Here in Driftvale, we once again have a run-in with Team Plasma and the cold storage units close by, after which we can duel Clay for his Quake badge, our 5th badge overall. From here we can head out on Route 6 to Chargestone Cave, which, like many of the side destinations of Unova, doesn't seem to have an equivalent. Upon defeating N here yet again and exiting this fascinating cave, we next arrive in Mistralton City. Ironically, the population of Mistralton in the Pokemon world, 37, is only 30 less than its real-world counterpart, Teterboro, New Jersey. These two cities are quite similar in that they're really only there to house a small airport which serves its region, with Teterboro's being the oldest airport still operating in the New York area. Before we can leave, we need to beat Skyla here for the Jet Badge, giving us badge number 6 and letting us move northeast on Route 7 to Twist Mountain. After passing through this tricky mountain, we exit from the darkness into Isurus City. This small, chilly city in the real-world map is the location of Leonia, New Jersey, the land where the prosperous Hackensack tribe of Native Americans once resided. The gym leader here, Bryson, does seem to take some inspiration from these roots. That is, apart from his superhero alter ego, Bryson Man. After he gives up his freeze badge to us, we are just one badge away from our entry to the Pokemon League. Before we can take the next stop on our quest, an emergency arises as Team Plasma has stormed the nearby Dragon Spiral Tower, where at the top we finally witness N obtain the support of either Reshiram or Zekrom, the legendary dragons of Unova. With the help of either one of these, he plans to become the new champion and end the so-called Pokemon slavery in the world. From here, we have a brief stop back at the Desert Resort and then Nacrene City again before we can continue on our quest for Opelucid City, where the final gym leader awaits. That next step itself involves reaching the Tube-Line Bridge off of Route 8 first, the 3rd major bridge on our quest. While the Unova Bridge is stylized off the 4th bridge in Scotland, its placement actually mirrors the George Washington Bridge, which connects Fort Lee of New Jersey and Fort Washington on Manhattan. These 2 points were actual forts once, marking the route where the real General George Washington evacuated his countrymen from Manhattan during the American Revolutionary War. After crossing this bridge and passing through Route 9, we end up in the final gym town, Opelucid City. Depending on the version, Opelucid will take either a technological or natural look. The final gym leaders of Unova, Drayden or Iris, awaits us here in their gym. The placement of the city allows us to finally take a look at the other landmarks of Manhattan that made it into Unova. Opelucid sits far north of both Castelia and Nimbasa City, on the other side of the Interlink. The Interlink's location makes it a definite stand-in for New York's famous Central Park, one of the most visited parks in the world. This makes Opelucid sitting in the same place as Harlem, a majority African-American neighborhood of New York City, which was the destination of many migrants from the southern states in the early 1900s, and the site of the Harlem Renaissance, a massive outpouring of art and inspiration for the New York City African-American community. Back in Opelucid, after defeating the final gym leader, we can take the Legend Badge for ourselves, and with this, we have all the badges necessary to go up against Unova's Elite Four at last. There are 2 roads from Opelucid, north to Route 10 and the Pokemon League, and east to Route 11. Going east to Route 11 and beyond contains the post-game content, whose sites include the Village Bridge, Lacunosa Town, Undilla Town, the Abyssal Ruins, Black City/White Forest, and finally the Marvelous Bridge. For now, I just want to touch on these because they lay off the main path and I don't have time to go into them today. We must instead then go north through Route 10 towards Unova's Pokemon League. Along the way, we cross over a relatively minor bridge, which, surprisingly, is actually based on the University Heights Bridge which connects Harlem to the Bronx. From here, we can head to Victory Road, in Unova represented as a hilly area with interconnected tunnels around various gates. This is totally fitting, as on our real-world map, we have just entered the Bronx Zoo, one of the largest metropolitan zoos in the world. After meeting the challenges of Victory Road, we come out north at the Pokemon League, here situated in the New York Botanical Gardens. Here, we will challenge and overcome the Elite Four members, only to discover that N has just defeated the champion, just as he said he would. Before we can challenge him ourselves, N's castle inexplicably erupts from the ground, and after pursuing him up this new stronghold, the dark or light orb we obtained earlier finally unleashes either Zekrom or Reshiram, proving us both worthy of being a hero and worthy of being the equal of N. All that's left for now is to see whose beliefs will win the day. N puts up a fierce battle, but after we see his final Pokemon fall and his plan falter, the real evil behind Team Plasma is exposed. Ghetsis, revealing himself as the puppet master behind N's motivations, comes forth and challenges us himself, whereupon we have our real final battle with this extremely powerful team. After defeating him and stopping his nefarious plans for Team Plasma, we've finally proven ourselves as the strongest in the land. As N leaves to consider his life's true purpose, our journey has ended, proving that through teamwork and dedication to one's Pokemon, no task is impossible. While our journeys in this land are far from over, it is here where we'll be ending things today. For now, we've had 5 amazing journeys across the world of Pokemon, but our next adventure will be the last one across the current releases of the main Pokemon series. Again, taking place outside of Japan, we skip across the pond to behold the rich culture and flavors of the Kalos region, next time. Thank you for watching. I know this one took a while to come out, and if you stuck by me waiting all this time, I hope this video makes up for it, and I just want to personally thank you. You are awesome.